Welcome back to Against My Better Judgment, the podcast where two friends,
I'm Tamara Golden.
and I'm Dannelle Whiteside, tell the truth, share the lessons, and laugh about the moments that we knew better but did it anyway. Each week we share real stories about our lives, about the times that life surprised us, stretched us, or just straight up humbled us, and the lessons that we learned along the way.
And this season is titled How I Learned. Basically, we discuss how we learn to navigate various life choices, including personal decisions and navigating the workplace.
Yep, and today we're going to talk about how I learned what's in the name.
Ooh. I can't wait to hear about this one. I'm very curious about this one. It excited me because I'm very curious about this one. But how was your week?
Oh, I think this is kind of a week where I feel like I don't know whether I'm coming or going.
Oh, wow.
It's just like so many things pulling at me. And lately, people, like, I've been having conversations with people like, I don't know how you're doing all the stuff that you're doing. And yeah. I try to be organized. I try to be boundaried. I try to set, parameters. But sometimes things just bleed, and I just bleed into each other. And I'm finding like in certain areas I can focus, other times I can't focus. And so I just need to hit a reset. I think I talked about January being a time to start anew. And so one of the things that I was thinking about last night, because every January I do a social media fast, and I just don't think I can keep social media in my life consistently because it just sucks so much of my capacity. Like it's just such a distraction. So anyway, I'm here.
I'm glad you're here.
How you doing?
I'm glad you're here. I think who knew the decision I made not to start social media until I turned 45. It just totally doesn't matter to me, like, at all. I have zero FOMO, which is fear of missing out. So but I definitely get what you're saying, because there was this story on NPR talking about people's addiction to social media. So I really do believe that that's a thing. But for me, it's just a week of going to watch. I want to go see some basketball games for various nieces. Well, I should say nephews. I am Auntie Tamara and Auntie Tammy to a lot of folks. And so it's just one of those, it's amazing how time just doesn't line up. And, so before you know it, the season's over. I hadn't been to one game.
Yeah.
So I'm really want to put them into my calendar so that I can see everybody. And it's a lot of bodies. So I just really want to be able to cheer and make it to some of these games. So, but if I come to these games, I'm for real. Dribble with your head up. Make wide open layups.
How old are these kids?
6 is the oldest, and 4. But I do not want to go and see you doing stuff that you can do at home.
You're going to exactly see that.
Well,
my child played basketball last year for his school, and they barely knew which goals to be shooting in. It's going to be chaotic, but you
may need to call me when you're 17.
The point is they want to see your face there, that you support them and cheer them on, and they'll get better.
I will support in a minute, though. So yeah, I'm excited.
We know you're excited. You're expert auntie, so you're going to be in there seeing all kind of chaos. It's going to be funny. That's what you need to go for. Laughs.
Oh, I do.
That's what you're going to get. I do. You're not going to get anything competitive.
I've hurt some feelings laughing accidentally, but hey.
Yes. So, all right, cool. Well,
let's get to it. So, go ahead. How did you learn what's in a name?
Yes. So, I am named Dannelle Whiteside. Okay. I'm going to specifically hone in on that first name.
It took me 2 years.
Dannelle. What did you say?
I could not get you Danielle because there was Danielle in and you, and I met you both at the same time. Literally.
I see.
So that it was very challenging for me just because I met you both at the same time. So
yeah. Well, my name is spelled Dannelle. It is Dannelle. It's not Dannelle. It's not Danielle. A lot of people do call me Dannelle, and I will. And sometimes if I'm rushing, it sounds like I'm saying Dannelle, but it's Dannelle. And so when I was born, my parents actually thought I was going to be a boy, so they were going to name me Daniel. And then, so my mom says they didn't name me until I was 5 days old, because they just went back and forth, because everyone in my family, in my immediate family, has a D first name. So they wanted to stick with that. And so anyway, my mom said she didn't like the Yale part of Danielle. And so eventually they came up with Dannelle. And so she in particular was very much like, you don't let someone mispronounce your name. And I think that came from her dad, who was very much like, you are to be called by your name. We don't do nicknames in this house.
But how do you mispronounce your mama's name? That's a pretty easy name.
Because it's spelled, my mom's name is Deborah. It's spelled Deborah. And so sometimes people say Deborah, you know, okay. And so, you know, and then, like I said, and then because her name is Deborah, people was try to say Debbie, and she'd be like, no, you know, so her dad was very much like, my grandfather was like, no, you call, you know, this is a sign of respect. You call me by my name. So when I was growing up, my dad's parents did not necessarily like my name or like pronouncing my name. And so this is crazy, but my granddaddy called me Diane.
Girl, stop this. Will you stop this?
Yes, he called me Diane. And then my grandmother, so my name is Dannelle,
Rude?
It is rude. It's just like, I'm just gonna call you what I want to call you. I'm gonna call you Diane. And so then my grandmother, my name is Dannelle Felicia. It was Dannelle Felicia Walker. And so instead of calling me Dannelle, she called me not Felicia, she called me Felicia. So I think as a young girl, because it did seem like they were interested in pronouncing my name correctly, when I would go to my mom's parents, I was like, I'm not having it. So like my mom would tell, like when I was like 3 or 4 years old, I stood up at the table at my grandparents' house and I was like, look, my name is Dannelle. Call me Dannelle. And I spelled it and I told them. And so
noted.
My grandfather, my mom's father, who would notably, even though he was very much like, we don't have nicknames, he would pronounce people's names wrong. And so, but he would call my mom and say, that old Dannelle, she got me straight. So forever, I was old Dannelle. But I appreciated it because he tried, you know. And so from then on, like I was always very much like, my name is Dannelle. And what bothers me is that like, I always tell you my name is Dannelle, but like people will just say, oh, hi, Danielle. It's like, you did not hear me say that, which means people don't really listen.
Uh-oh. You're talking with your hand. Uh-oh.
They don't. Like when you say something, people don't really listen to you, because if I'm telling you my name is Dannelle and then you say, hi, Danielle, it's like, that's not what I said. Then there are times
all in trouble.
There are times like at work, in professional situations where like clearly I've told you how to spell my name, because there's two different things. There's the way you say it, which is important, and also the way you spell it. Because, and the thing about it is, it's respect. You know, like if you say my name is this, I'm going to call you that name because I respect you enough to call you by the name that you told me. And so, and also I respect you enough to write your name correctly. And so like I am in meetings sometimes, and like I remember this one time I was negotiating a very complex lease situation, and the attorney on the other side, he would routinely not say my name correctly, routinely misspell my name. And I just was like, sir, it is Dannelle. And I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just saying, like, call me my name. Like, what is wrong with that?
I respect that.
Yes.
I respect it. But what I'm hearing is the name is important, but I will share this part is like, there is room for error in that I think about someone that has become one of my dear friends. And at first I thought, and I'll say my mistake in this at the end, but I thought I heard Devontae. That's what I thought I heard at first. Then I thought I heard just like Devonta or something like that. And then finally one of my friends said, his name is Deontay. And I appreciated that. And I said, I'm sorry. I've been trying to hear it. And every time I was just hearing it wrong. But I never knew it was Deontay. And so if you go on my phone, it says Deontay because I felt awful. But what I should have done is said, I'm sorry. Listen, if we're going to be friends, I can't stop to keep guessing that I'm hearing your name. I should have said, what is your name and how do you spell it? Right? I should have done that, but I really did appreciate. I wish he would have done it. And I wish I would have known because I did that like 3 outings. Well, maybe 2. It was just 2 because I met him once and then that was the second time we were meeting. And so I just wish I would have. But in fairness, I've never gotten it wrong again. Yeah. And I appreciated the person who said it. Probably could have said it differently, but I still appreciate it. And I would have never,
It's tricky because like, okay, my rule is this. If I'm never going to see you again, 9 times out of 10, I don't correct you. Because like, what's the point?
Yeah, agree.
If I know we're going to be in a community, I will correct you because it's twofold. Number one, I want you to say my name correctly because I want to hear it said correctly every time because it's going to make me feel, it's like when someone says your name wrong, it's like nails on a chalkboard. Yeah. But then the other thing is I know other people around also know my name is not what you said. And so I don't want you looking crazy because you're saying the wrong name. Agreed. So I would say, hey, it's Dannelle. Or like now in school, and the other thing is if you don't correct people that you're in a community with, it only perpetuates. Correct. And so like we have in my cohort, we have a group chat. And so I noticed that they were leaving off one of the ends. And so I was like, hey guys, I just want to be clear that it's 2 ends of my name. Somebody messaged me afterwards like, I'm really sorry for misspelling your name. I'm like, oh, it's okay. It happens all the time. No hard feelings. But then there's 1 or 2 people who still perpetually spell it wrong. And I'm just like, one of them I kept correcting. And then she said something like, oh, sorry, I'm tired after a long day working in the ER. And I'm like, but see, that just made me feel like, oh, you're not important enough. I had something more important to do. Like, that don't mean you tired don't mean you gonna misspell my name.
Every time you're tired, get out of here.
Okay, so anyway, it just depends on what type of relationship I have with you. And like I do know that there's some people that I have a close relationship with who are still to this day not exactly comfortable. Like I think when they say my name, they're like, ooh, did I say it right? And so now it's like, oh, come here, baby. Like, I have a little term of endearment that they're using now. And I'm like, okay, I if it's that hard.
Yeah, but they need to practice.
They do and I think because my parents, they worked so hard on putting their names together. They put some thought into it.
And they did. Yes. And I guess the other thing to your point about the name, I do think names are important. I do think spelling of names are important. Because my dad will call somebody like his name could be Bill. I go by Bill. He wants to say, hey, Billy Ray. Like, no, it's Bill. Like it's respect. Like people want to be called their name. No, it's not Bub. Like it's Bubba. I mean, but the thing that I do run into is how many chances I give you. Because in fairness, if you say my name the way in which it's spelled, and I'm speaking of Tamara, if you say Tamara, well, it is pronounced Tamara. So if you say it to me the way in which it's spelled, then that gives me an opportunity to say, oh yeah, Tamara is a very common pronunciation, but it's Tamara. And then I'll usually give somebody something to stick, like it's the Russian pronunciation of the name, and that's Tamara. So when people think of the Spanish pronunciation, which is Tamara, they'll like, I know it's not Tamara. So sometimes I'll get Tamara. But my point is I can see and hear the effort. So I think that's important. But the interesting enough about this story is the whole reason I go by my middle name Tamara is I know how you know me based on what you call me. You either call me Tammy or Tamara.
Wait, okay, so let's make this clear. Your real name is Tammy Tamara Galden.
Correct.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Blame it on my mama. And she does not drink.
Tammy is short for Tamara.
You just nailed it. So anybody who knew me growing up, it was, if you knew me through law school, you call me Tammy. So if I've been introduced to you from any of those people, including family, then you call me Tammy. So I really do use my full name. Your kids call me Auntie Tammy or whatever. If I've known you since the day I graduated law school, I started introducing myself as Tamara, which is my middle name. So you know me as Tamara. So anybody from that point in time know me as Tamara. Why, you would say? Of all places, my last year of law school, when it's time to get various awards, it was always Tamara Galden, whom you know as Tammy. Of all places, law school made an assumption that I was going by my middle name, that my first name was Tamara, and Tammy was a nickname.
Yes.
Mind you, it didn't say that on anything. So that hit me. I was like, it happened like 3 times that year, my 3rd year in law school. And so I made that knee-jerk decision of I'm going by Tamara whenever I graduate. I'm going by T.Tamara. And that's how that happened.
That is so interesting.
Yep.
What is the story behind why you were named Tammy Tamara?
It's a question for my mama.
Well, she told you?
I mean, no, somebody helped her with my name. That's all I can say. Okay. This is not a proud moment.
I mean, it's not a bad name. It's a good name.
It's very interesting that I'm like Tree Galden. When you look at it, when you look up my name, it's like strength, a tree, power of the tree, that type of thing. So, but both of them. If you look up Tammy, Tamara's right there. So I'm like Tree Galden.
Mine is God is my judge is what my name means.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And which I feel like is apropos to who I am. Mm-hmm. And my middle name, Felicia, is luck.
Oh, gotcha.
So, pretty strong. And I do believe in the name meaning. Mm-hmm. I believe in giving your children names that mean things because I really do believe that how you're named is how you show up in the world. Like, I really do. Like, if you think about being a tree, strong, standing for something, like I feel like that's
support, shade.
There you go. Like I feel like you embody those things.
No,
so we should be cognizant
Thanks,
of how
Mom.
we name
Thanks,
people.
Dad.
Yeah, I appreciate my name. I mean, it's even, we talked about this when I got married and I, didn't drop. I added. I still feel like I have a strong name and I appreciate that. So anyway, when you hear people introduce themselves to you, like be really intentional about, like sometimes if someone says a name and I don't catch it, I'm like, okay, tell me what you said again. How does it spell? Because I really want to say it right, even if it's like a name that's 30 syllables long. I want to say it right because I want to honor you as the person that you are. So and I picked this one because I picked this next listener letter. Oh yes, we're gonna go to the next segment because she is like hitting it right. I was like, how is this so well timed? But her name is Nakisha. Is spelled Nakeisha. She says that's Nakisha, not Nakasha, not Natasha, and not what my boss, who's worked with me for 3 years, calls me every week, Nikesha.
That it's too much work to say Nikesha.
So she's like, I've corrected him gently. I've said it with a smile. I even sent a voice note, but nothing sticks. I'm at the point where I want to go full Beyonce in a staff meeting, but I'm also the only Black woman on my team and don't want to be labeled as difficult. So do I just deal or correct him one more time and risk being seen as extra?
Yeah. Nakisha, I think first off, he or she knows how to pronounce your name by now. If 3 years. But the way I guess I would handle it is the way in which I do my name even to this day is I usually start with Tamara. If I'm on a phone call or Zoom meeting, I usually, when it's my turn, I say Tamara here, and I go on to what I'm saying. So figuring out ways to state your name without making a correction is probably the way I would go. Like if Dannelle introduced me as Tamara, I'd let it go. But when it was my turn to speak, I'd say Tamara here, and I'd go on with it. So I probably would not continue when your name doesn't matter to someone, you can't make it matter. So I probably wouldn't beat that. I just wouldn't, because you've made that very, very clear. And I'm almost wondering if there's some syllables that he can't pronounce, because 3 years is a very long time, but that's a sign of
disrespect.
A poor leadership. Yeah, and disrespect. But that's definitely poor leadership, if nothing else.
Yeah, Nikisha, I would just say that you should never get tired of asserting yourself, which is what I feel that you do when you are correcting your name. But there is a way to say it that's non-confrontational.
Yep.
So I like your suggestion. I've done similar. What I'll say is, if someone says, yeah, Danielle, and I'll say it's Dannelle, and then it will go on. Mm-hmm. And it's like a fact, like it's Dannelle, you know? So it's like I didn't call attention to it, didn't try to make them feel bad, but everyone else around heard that, and then they're going to say it right. Mm-hmm. I've said before, like, if they say it wrong, they're introducing me, like you said, follow up, like, yes, I'm Dannelle Whiteside, and I, you know, like I just say it the correct way again. And so I think, you know, you don't have to be confrontational about it. You don't even have to say, hey, you don't even have to go back and have another conversation about it. If every time he says it wrong, you just say it's Nikisha and go on. And I think he might get tired of saying it wrong, because you've obviously said you corrected him gently. You said it with a smile. You've done a pronunciation of it, a voice note. So like you've really done your due diligence here. And so like Tamara said, he just does not want to say it right. And it's not right, but it's okay.
Yeah. It's not right, but
keep
it's okay.
saying it until he gets it. And if he never does, then whatever his name is, oh, here's a way I've done something petty.
Don't lose your job, Nikisha.
No, I just, you know, if
why are you whispering all of a sudden? Like everybody still hears this.
If I've repeatedly said my name, then the next time I send you an email, I'm going to spell your name wrong.
Don't do it.
It just depends on how I'm feeling.
Don't do it. Don't ever give them the reason to say, oh, see how you made that mistake? I made one too. Mind you, they made it 32.
I'm going to say it wasn't a mistake.
See, let it go.
But most of the time I'm very polite with it. So,
okay.
There's sometimes when you can, you know, go high when they go low, and there's sometimes that you can't. And if you can't, it's
when we go low, when they go low,
we drop it to the flow.
Thank you, Andre.
Okay. Oh, wow. Anyway, so like I said, assert yourself every time. It doesn't have to be confrontational. Be polite.
It's crazy how you're able to pull that one. That was pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, so now, Tamara, you did something against your better judgment with your brother.
Man. Went on a walk with my brother. We were my auntie was keeping us, and we were in Johnson Cut. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's in Dyersburg. We were in Johnson Cut, and we were with my auntie. We were visiting Miss Elizabeth and in Johnson Cut. Well, we had a cousin that used to live in Johnson Cut, so we knew he lived somewhere in Johnson Cut. But my brother, who's 2 years older than me, says, let's go for a walk.
Why?
Because we're bored. We're on that porch. My auntie is visiting with Miss Elizabeth in that hot house. And we're on the porch doing nothing. You get tired of jumping on and off the porch. Jump off the porch and go up the steps and jump back off. That got old. So he's like, let's go for a walk. Granted, around the block. Easy enough. I can get around the block. We start walking in Johnson Cut, and the block never did block. So we made that first left, and I knew we were supposed to make that next first left. Girl, we at the tunnel. And there's only one tunnel in Dyersburg, and it's outside of Johnson Cut. So by now we're next to Jeannie Bell School for y'all who know Dyersburg. And I'm like, I'm sweating. This is when you know you're lost. But we only made that one left. But there was not another left to make except going through that tunnel. You don't want to, I was about to walk through that tunnel. So we navigated to another road that wasn't a direct left. So we made another right to make a left. We were so lost. And what do parents do when you get lost? Well, this was my auntie. Usually, you go and you're supposed to say, Tammy, Mark, Tammy, where are you? Tammy, Mark. I mean, she is driving this truck.
She went to go find y'all. How long had y'all been gone?
Probably about maybe 40 minutes, which I wanted to ask her, what were you doing to where we were missing for 40 minutes? Like, you need your butt whooped. In fact, I'm finna whoop your... Anyway, she found us, and she was, oh man, she never whooped us. Never. Until we got lost. I would have rather stayed lost.
You got whooped for getting lost.
And it wasn't my fault. So she whooped us. Not only she whooped us and then put us in the back of the truck. And back then you can ride in the back of the truck, but you don't want to be riding in the back of the truck when you mad and crying because you just got whooped. All right. If that wasn't enough, if that were not enough, she told my mom. I wish she would have told my dad. My dad was never at the right place at the right time because there's no way we would have gotten a second whipping. Here go my mama. She's like, I'm whipping you because I'm nervous. How are you nervous? We are found. Like, we are found. What y'all need to be worried, mama, you need to worry about who you done left your kids with, leaving us with. Yes.
She whooped you because she was nervous.
It scared her.
Did she know y'all were missing?
No, we didn't even have cell phones. This is so delayed.
So
she just wanted to whoop us.
Nervous after the fact.
Correct.
After she's
yes.
sees that you safe and sound, she was nervous.
Correct.
And you gotta whoop it.
Thank you. She just felt like whooping somebody that day. But really what she should have been thinking about is who you leaving your kids with to where they go missing for 40 minutes. Okay, so you need to whoop yourself.
Okay, now see, you getting loud, but okay.
So you need to whoop yourself. And my auntie needs to be worried about why her part in letting us even get out of her sight and off that porch when she saw that we weren't jumping on and off the porch and we hadn't came in and asked for no water, something like that. So she needs to whoop herself. But nonetheless, I still put this on my brother because he should have known that you should make all lefts to come back to where you started if we're going around the block. Or he should have known to moonwalk back the way in which we came.
Yeah.
So I still put it all on him, and that's it.
I feel like every whooping I've ever gotten in my life was
because your brother. They are worthless. I'm telling you. It's so true. Yes. It's so true. It happens.
I mean, I was in several car wrecks because of my brother.
Yep. Several. Okay.
Yes.
We talked about some of them.
Yes. He used to, like, I remember one time he was just rolling and ran in the back of somebody, and then I got in trouble for that. Yeah. I'm like, I wasn't even driving the car.
Unnecessary. You shouldn't even been with him. You should have told him to slow down. I mean, the pressure. So anywho, yeah, there you have it. Johnson Cut, Miss Elizabeth. So many people need to think about what they did wrong. And I want an apology.
Don't be whooping your kids because you're nervous.
Yes. Talking about it scared me. Past tense. We are here. I mean, gosh.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever I don't whip my kids, but there might be a couple times when they got little pops. And
little pops, whoops, they are the same thing. I don't know why people want to say this, but what's a little pop? Oh, no, you want to do it like that. I bet they didn't feel it like that, see?
But even in those moments, I'm like, okay, guys, I'm sorry. Because usually it's they frustrated me. Mm-hmm. And I made a reaction because of my inability to pull myself together. So you live and you learn.
Yeah, you do. But I want an apology. Chanella Ruth Taylor Galden. I want an apology.
I'm going to see if you're going to get one.
Oh, I won't.
And your brother too.
Oh, nah. Yeah. I think a lot of things. I think first off, I just think when it comes to a name, recognizing what matters, as with any type of correction you're making for someone, decide if it matters. For me, my name matters enough. But for some people, to your point, if I'm not going to see you again, then it probably won't matter enough. And also how you correct someone matters, because it really can be the sincerest mistake. Mm-hmm. And I think how you correct someone in a place where it's not embarrassing, and the best intent and all of that, I think those are kind of my takeaways.
Yeah, and I will say be proud of your name, especially if you come from a place like your name is cultural or something like that. Be proud of it, because it's one of the things that, has been given to you and is a legacy and a lineage. So don't ever get tired of asserting yourself by reminding people how to say your name and or spell your name. It doesn't have to be confrontational. It can be as polite as possible, but it's just a way for you to put yourself first in the world. And I think that's so important. And don't be whooping your kids.
Do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do.
All right. Well, if you want us to read your question on our podcast, send us an email at againstmybetterjudgmentpod@gmail.com, or send us a DM on Facebook or Instagram at Against My Better Judgment Pod.
And, hey, just keep on supporting us. We appreciate you supporting us. Continue to like, click, subscribe, and continue to send those 5 stars. So we love you. Thank you. And we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
All right. Bye.